Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen as we have a conversation about the mundane. One thing that we endeavor is to make sure that our conversation is less than fascinating so that you can just relax, sit back, lay down, listen, and sleep. Thank you for joining us. My name is Marco Timpano.
And I'm Nidhi, Khanna, co-hosting with Marco today. Marco...
We just had a little debate.
We did, and I feel like we should let the listeners in on our debate.
So I said to Nidhi, what's the difference between a vase, or do you say vase? What do you say?
I say vase.
I say vase. Who says vase?
I think the English.
The Brits?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between a vase or vase and an urn?
So...
I thought it was... No, sorry. I'm going to let you go.
I said that an urn is something that you put ashes in.
And I said I thought an urn was a vase that had a lid to it.
So we're both correct.
Okay.
In our understanding of what an urn is.
Okay.
Because you are correct in that an urn is a vase. And it is a type of vase with a particular
shape
neck
to it.
Shape
right.
to it. However,
what's the neck shape? It's more oblong or it's more rounded? Like it doesn't have a skinny neck? An urn has a fat neck?
No, an urn has like a narrowed neck.
Okay.
Is essentially above a rounded body and a footed pedestal.
Yeah, so it's kind of like...
It looks like a big, I don't know, kind of like a fat penguin.
Okay, that works for me.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure. And it has a lid, right? Is that one of
And it has the lid. Now, although an urn is technically a vase...
Mm-hmm. Or vase.
We tend to describe it as what it's used for rather than what its shape is. Because it's a particular object that has a very specific use to it. And so... Just in modern day...
So a vase that you would use to hold flowers in, let's say, right? That's the traditional use of a vase.
Sure. But an urn in particular, like a vase, you would automatically... So with a vase...
I know we're saying vase now.
you would associate it with flowers or you could put stones in it, but you would describe the shape of it. With an urn, you're less likely to describe the shape, but the use, because the use is to put ashes in. So most people will describe it as its particular use when talking about an urn.
I see.
Specifically.
Because I had an urn in my house that I would keep candles in. You know those little tea light candles?
Yeah.
So there was a time, Nidhi, where I would go to auctions. I don't know if you know that about me.
No,
so I would go
don't.
to these auctions for, I think it was the Salvation Army or Value Village, one of these places. And so, it's a donation center, let's say, where people donate clothes and household goods. What this particular place would do is, if people donated high-end items, they would hold them back, and once a month they would have auctions. So, Nidhi, I should never go to auctions, because I go, and I don't use this term loosely, hog wild when I'm at an auction.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you like those people on the TV show that, you know how they have like those auctions for storage lockers and things
come on, Nidhi.
I could believe it.
I'm not riffraff. Okay?
Well.
Look at those shows. Look at me. No, those shows are fun to watch. No, this is a legit, not made for TV auction where they hold up a little item and they're like, item number 16, a humble figurine.
Do you ever get in bidding wars?
I got into... That's why I should never go into one, because I got into a bidding war over something I didn't even really want, but I was kind of like, I'll bid on it and then see where I go. And someone was bidding against me, and I got very determined.
So do you find your ego kicks in with it?
100%.
And have you ever had like a secret buyer. You know how sometimes you'll see in the movies where it's like someone's on the phone and the person who's holding up the placard has a person on the phone who's telling them whether or not they should bid more.
So the difference between what I was bidding on and what you're describing is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay.
So I was at a donation center, and so the highest bid was maybe $500 on something, right?
Okay.
In these places, you're talking about art auctions that pieces go for hundreds of millions.
Well, you said you weren't riff-raff,
Well,
so
that's-
I just
you know,
assumed that you must be a millionaire then,
You've
or
proved,
billionaire.
You've proved me wrong, clearly. But, so there was this vase. I'm going to call it a vase because
Because you got it at an auction.
I got it at an auction, and it gives it a little bit of prestige. So I see this beautiful blue vase with a sailboat on it.
So before you continue this story, although urns are used typically for cremation, there are like figurative urns or like a coffee urn. You know how like sometimes you can put like coffee
That's right, like those
in the
big,
mass.
they're kind of like a silver,
Big, yeah, or a tea urn. So that's what I mean by
sorry.
it's described usually by its use rather than its shape.
Right,
Because different urns are used for different type of things.
Now, could you put, let's say someone
Oh, no.
is cremated, but they loved coffee. No? Okay, I won't go there. But, okay, so back to the auction. So I'm at this auction, and there's this blue vase that has a sailboat on it and some seagulls in the background, in gray, let's say. And it caught my eye, Nidhi, and I was like, that's a kind of cool vase. But I'm like, what do I need a vase for? But I'm like, I'll bid $10 on the vase, right? So,
Wait, was it a vase or an urn?
no, this was I'll get to the urn. Right
Okay.
now,
We're still talking about a vase.
we're talking about the vase. So, sure enough, time to bid on this blue vase. And what's funny, Nidhi, is I wasn't there for the vase. I was there for something else.
What were you there for?
I can't even remember. I can't remember. It might come up.
Okay.
Anyways, pull out the vase. Who wants to start at $10? And put my hand up $10.
Do they
I?
tell you where the vase comes from?
No, it's not. It's not.
There's no
Once again,
programming book
no.
that tells you.
No, we're
the
all
owner.
standing in a thrift store.
Okay.
Okay, around the person who's in front of the cash.
This
cash
is really actually ruining my romantic ideals of what an auction must be like.
This was kind of closer to those television programs you're describing than the. That said, I would love to go like a Christie auction house and check out one of those things. Like I would love to bid on a like Lauren Harris or A.Y. Jackson print.
I could actually see you being an auctioneer.
You know what's funny? I had to do that as a role one time.
Really?
Yeah, for it was a live event, but they wanted me to be an auctioneer. It's so funny you should say that.
Yeah, you definitely have the energy for
You
it.
have to speak very fast. Or that's what I thought. Well, that's what I took from it. So, back to the vase. They pull out this blue vase. Who wants to bid $10? I bid $10. Next person bids 25 against
Whoa,
it, and I was like,
that's a huge jump.
a huge jump.
Do they not understand what an auction, how it works?
No, and I got offended, so I bid 30, and then they went to 50, and then I went to 75. Nidhi, it got out of hand.
Meanwhile, I bet you the other person had some sort of sentimental attachment to this vase. Now we have to call it a vase because you bid $75 for it.
For a vase that I did not need, but I started bidding because the person was bidding against me.
Where was Amanda in all of this?
She wasn't
In the picture?
She wasn't in the picture
Oh,
at that
no.
point. No. 75, 76. I think it got to $79, and I got this vase for $79, right? And after they like hit the gavel and said sold, I thought, what am I gonna do with the $79 vase, right? So then an urn comes up, and I'm like, okay, shake it off, like you've learned your lesson, whatever. This big orange, huge orange urn. I should actually give it to you because it's in my basement. Taking up room. You should just
Thank you.
I should give it
Thank
to
you for your junk urn.
It's a great urn. It really is. It's a fantastic. Like it holds a lot. Like if you need to hold, it was holding tea lights.
No,
Tea
actually,
candles.
I do need that. So there you go.
Anyway, so I don't know what I did. It was like, who wants to bid on the junk urn $5, $10, $25 later, I have a junker. I don't know, Nidhi.
Did you get into another bidding war with someone?
No, I think I just was like, at a certain point, I'm like, I'm going to end this. 25. And we went from like 15 to 25 and nobody bid after that. I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
You know what you're describing right now is addiction.
100%. I can see how that kind of thing would be addictive. 100%.
It's like gambling.
So I'm walking 100%. I'm walking out of the store with my blue vase and my urn.
That you have no use for.
No use. I don't really need.
Could you at least gift it?
I guess I could have. I'm about to walk out of the store, and this really elegantly dressed woman.
Who thought she was at the Christie's auction house?
Well, she looked really like she would be going to that. Walks into the discount place to go, and she sees the vase that I've bought, the blue one, and she goes, "Oh, you got that." And I was like, "Yeah," and I was kind of like a little bit remorseful. She goes, "How much did you pay for it?" And I was like, $79. She goes, "Oh, you're so lucky." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Oh yeah, that's a blah 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 vase. Some, I think, Dutch company." She said they sell for $350, $400, and some even $700, right? And I was like, "What?"
That's why they were like bidding like that.
Yes. Yeah. So I have this. I looked it up. It's about a $300 vase that I got and then I felt much better, Nidhi. After that, I was
You're like, let's go back in and bid on some more things.
I did bid on a Hummel figurine for my mother for Mother's Day. So, you've never heard of Hummel, or is it Hummel? I don't know how you would say it. It's a German figurine. You've seen them, and they're these like porcelain or some sort of porcelain type
figurines.
Yeah, like they're not glass, but they're, yeah, I think it's porcelain or china or something, and it's like these cherubesque boys and girls doing things like I
know what this is now that I've seen a photo.
They're kind of like having a picnic.
Oh my gosh, they're expensive.
Nidhi,
they're $350.
Nidhi, I'm telling you, like, you know, you think I'm at the let's buy a storage locker, but I'm at this place getting fines, right? So my mother liked them, and for her birthday, I think that's the one I got. A little boy and I think it was a boy and a girl, because I got it for me and my sister. I think I got two of them. The boy version of that, so it's a little boy sitting in a tree, and a little girl sitting in a tree.
This is a really awkward German one.
Yeah, because they've been around for since, I don't know, the 20s or something, right? So, yeah.
So what is so special
I got
about these figurines that would warrant them being like $350?
They're collectors. I don't know. They're all, I think, hand painted. I don't know. I just know my mother liked them, and so there was a boy one and a girl one, and we figured we'd get them for her birthday. And so all I remember, Nidhi, is like, I got one for $25, which was the boy one or the girl one.
Okay.
And then the other one was going up in huge increments. And I was like, come on, I just bought the girl one or the boy one for $25. Why is the girl one all of a sudden, we're pushing $100 at this point? I'm like, I have to get this because I told my sister I would get the boy one and the girl one, right? So I think I got I got one for $25 and one for $80.
Well, okay, so still a deal when
you
consider
still a deal,
it would
right?
cost you like $600 for both of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I stopped because I was like, I can't be doing this. I can't be going to places and getting auction items that I don't need and just, you know, finding it to be a bit addictive and whatnot. And I just didn't like to lose.
Big news! Boost Mobile is now sending experts nationwide to deliver and set up customers' new phones at home or work.
Wait, we're going on tour?
Not a tour. We're delivering and setting up customers' phones so it's easier to upgrade.
Let's get in the tour bus and hit the road.
No, not a tour bus. It's a regular car we use to deliver and set up customers' phones at home or work.
Are you a groupie on this tour?
We deliver and set up phones. It's not a tour.
Oh, you're definitely a groupie.
Introducing Store to Door. Switch and get a new device with expert setup and delivery wherever you're at.
Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com.
Taste the Mediterranean at Whole Foods Market with a vibrant selection that captures the flavors of the region. Shop coastal favorites like responsibly farmed whole bronzini and jumbo white shrimp, and pair them with specialty pastas, robust olive oils, and aromatic sauces directly sourced from the Mediterranean. Want a fast and easy dinner? Grab refreshing Greek salads and tortellini from the prepared foods department. Taste the Mediterranean now at Whole Foods Market.
We live in a culture obsessed with dieting, weight loss, and exercise. And that can make eating disorder behaviors easy to miss. But the reality is, eating disorders are serious mental illnesses that take a major toll on your health and your life. But recovery is possible. Eating disorders are more common than you might think. Chances are you know someone who is struggling with one. Or maybe you're struggling yourself. If you're concerned about an eating disorder in yourself or a loved one, I want to introduce you to Equip. Equip is a fully virtual, evidence-based eating disorder treatment program that helps patients achieve lasting recovery at home. Every Equip patient is matched with a multidisciplinary care team that includes a therapist, dietitian, medical provider, and mentors. And you get a personalized treatment plan that's tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Equip treats patients of all ages and all eating disorder diagnoses. It's covered by insurance, and there's no wait list. If you think that you or a loved one could be struggling with an eating disorder, don't wait to get help. Visit equip.health to learn more. That's equip.health.
And this is really interesting because as long as I've known you, like you're very passionate especially about causes that you believe in.
Sure.
But I've never seen you kind of be, I think, very stereotypically competitive.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, then again, I've never seen you play sports or something like that. But you've always struck me as someone who has that in him, but not, like, I've never seen it come out in any sort of, and so this is interesting to me because what you're describing is a very, like, competitive Marco that is like, I am going to win at all.
I know.
At all like the determination.
But it's also a lot of fun. If you ever have you ever been to an auction?
No.
I did an auction once at a charitable thing. This isn't when I was an auctioneer, but I was doing a show and I was doing a portion of it was going to charity. So I did a whole bunch of auction items. And one of the things I did was, Nidhi, I took a bunch of items that you buy, I put them in a box, and I wrapped it in black wrapping paper, so it was a mystery box. So I had all these items you could bid on, and then I had the mystery box. Now, the items in the mystery box totaled maybe $20. So
but it's a mystery box.
It went up to like $150, and I kept saying, I just want to reiterate, the contents of this box are worth a total value of $20. And
get them at your drugstore.
And I'll never forget Stephen Shahori, who's a good friend of mine.
Yes.
Ended up winning, and he was like, I didn't care, it was going to charity. We were having so much fun.
That's
and
amazing.
You know how you have paddles? I made paddles, so I made all kinds of numbers, and then I made a random one that was like an anchor and a pickle and I just remember pickle because whoever had the pickle was bidding a lot, so it would be like number 5 for $40, pickle for $50, and it was like I kept going back to pickle, so whoever had pickle.
That's
Are you competitive? Like, what about like playing board games and stuff? Are you very competitive?
So I'm not competitive in like board games and things like that, but I'm competitive in sports, and I'm competitive. Like, I definitely have a competitive streak. It just comes out at particular times. So I think on a daily basis, I'm not necessarily competitive, but when I'm moved to action, I become very competitive.
I see.
Once, Marco, when I was living in the UK, we did...
Did you have vases when you were living in the UK?
I only had vases.
Okay.
There were no vases.
Thank goodness.
We went for a friend's birthday, we went to play paintball. And this was an outdoor paintball.
Sure.
I don't want to call it a track, but like there were different scenarios. So there was like the wooded area.
Right.
There was, the abandoned farmhouse thing. And so what I realized is I got very, very competitive doing that type of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, cool, a little bit dark.
Right, sure.
I became very strategic.
Oh, well, that's not a bad thing.
I became the sniper.
Okay.
which was very strategic. But yeah, I got like competitive that way.
Sure.
And then if I'm playing soccer or team sports in particular, I'm very competitive. But on a daily basis, like, I'm really actually quite not very competitive. So I would never. I think part of it is also that, like, for example, I don't like to go play slots or anything like that,
Okay.
because I find, like you, I get really into that mindset
Okay.
of like, okay, one more, or I beat it, or now I gotta
Sure.
prove something. And so I don't like doing that. But I feel like with an auction, it's a little bit different, because if you win something, or if you go through that bidding war, you end up with something tangible.
Right.
You may have overpaid for
Sure,
it.
but you're walking away with something under your arm.
Right. Whereas like gambling or something like that, you just might not have anything, right?
Sure.
So, but what's the most competitive thing that you've done?
I think I'm competitive when it comes to playing games. And I'm competitive clearly when I go to an auction and I want something. But I don't think I'm a very competitive person per se. I'm not someone who, I think I tend to do the things I want to do, and I'm happy with the results. I don't need, even in school, it wasn't about, getting the highest grade. It was about, if I enjoy the class, I'm going to really participate and really get into it and really learn. And if I'm not, I'm just going to,
It's like whatever.
whatever mark I get. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to worry too much about it.
No,
There's some people who have that need to finish with high grades and whatnot, and more power to them and whatnot. What I find is when I have an aptitude or a like for something, I generally do it really well. It sounds so smug, but it's like, I think everyone, if you enjoy something, so if you're someone who enjoys, I don't know, let's say photography, you tend to take good photos, or you learn how to take good photos, and you
Yes.
enjoy that, right?
Yeah, because
Versus
it's
if you
not
have-
work.
right.
You're very motivated to do it and excel at it, and all of that.
I think that's part of human nature, I want to say.
So, other than the urn and the vase and the Hummel figurines,
Yes.
was there anything else that you got back from auctions that you're like, this was the most unique thing?
I had, Nidhi, I had a bunch of things that was
Really?
like, why do, and they ended up in my basement. I was like, why do I have a collection of salt and pepper shakers?
Do you remember the orange salt and pepper?
I still have those because I really like those. I bought those.
Oh,
yeah.
you bought those? Yes.
So, all of a sudden you end up with a collection of things that you don't really... I have a whole bunch of baseball cards that I don't know what they're worth that I got, Nidhi, and it was like, those were the ones where I'd be like, I'll bet $5 and see what happens. And then it would be like, sold for $5. I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? I'm walking away with, I think I have like 400 baseball cards that I have to...
And how do you find out about these auctions?
They no longer exist.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, the thrift house, and I can't remember which one that was doing them, stopped doing them, which was kind of sad because I was like, oh, I really enjoyed going to them, clearly. But I thought it was a unique way to raise money for that particular place, because you would get items that were higher end. Now I don't know if they just put them in a glass case and you just have to pay more for them. But there was a time when I was going to like donate stuff, and that's how I discovered it, because it was like, join us for our auction, and I guess there was an item under the glass that I was like, oh, I really liked it, how much is that selling for? And they were like, oh, that's up for auction. And that's when my sort of foray into
Auctioneer.
going to auctions, and I know you can get, like, there's people who auction cars. You can get cars at auction. My brother-in-law has done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting what you could pick up, actually.
Sure.
Now, do you find in situations like an auction or where there's like high stakes, do you ever have like, okay, I have to wear my lucky whatever
Pin or ring or
do you have that?
Penny? No, I don't really have that. Do you?
I don't either, but I know people who swear by, like, if they don't have their lucky or whatever item, it's a disaster.
Well, if you ever go to bingo,
Oh, right.
have you ever seen people, and they have like little troll dolls, and I don't know, like are they called dappers, or the
like the dot, the things that they dot with.
I think they're called dappers.
I don't know.
They have like a whole sort of multitude of them, and hey, listen, more power to you. We should go to bingo. Do you enjoy bingo?
I haven't played bingo. I haven't played bingo like in one of those bingo halls before. I've played it in more like casual settings.
Sure.
I would love to go just to experience it.
We should go to one. I'm not. Here's the thing with bingo. Amanda can have many bingo sheets in front of her, and a lot of people who play bingo can handle, I don't know, a ton of sheets. If I have more than, I don't know, 6, I am confused. I don't know what I'm doing. They call the numbers too quick. It's like I need a small amount.
Right.
And I have to be focused, because otherwise...
Well, otherwise those like 90-year-old participants are gonna pull a number on you.
Well, people who really are bingo aficionados can really like handle a lot of it. And there's all these sort of what do you call it when there's a sort of protocol or a way you have to be when you're in these sort of settings? There's a sort of expectation that when you're at a bingo hall,
bingo etiquette.
Yeah, like the etiquette. I guess that's the word I'm searching for. Where it's interesting when you go to a place that it's not a place that you frequent, and it has an etiquette that you have to sort of discover or learn, so that you're not talking or doing something that is going to annoy people around you. I always find that interesting. Like when you go to yoga and people flick out the mat and you're already down, and you're supposed to like gently
slowly roll it
and not.
Oh yeah, that's or if they pull up the mat at the end of the class,
and it makes that
ripping sound or whatever that sound is.
Well, people are kind of just like chilling and lying and stuff.
Yeah, yoga faux pas.
I know, and that's a space where things are supposed to be very like open and welcoming. And I've seen people,
been told off.
Well, not been told off, but certainly been given the sort of stink eye, shall we say?
Yes, the yoga stink eye.
It's interesting when you discover these places. Like I was in a workshop, and when you go to a workshop and you want to listen to the presenter, there's always somebody who has to raise their hand and talk like they're the expert and just take up time by talking and talking.
The anecdotal person.
And it's like, relax, I get it. You know about this subject. I'm not here to hear you talk about it.
We should have them on the
well,
Insomnia
oftentimes
Project.
they'll just talk. They won't ask a question. Rather, they'll just explain what they know.
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
oh, good for you.
The anecdotal participant.
I give them the
stink eye.
Oh.
The workshop stink eye.
I'm playing scenarios in my head where I'm like, and I'm sure I'm giving like dirty looks.
Yeah. Do you think that your stink eye or your dirty look is noticeable?
I try not to make it noticeable, but at the same time, I don't really care.
Right.
I don't think I'm rolling my eyes, so I'm not making it that obvious.
Yeah.
But I'm certainly giving a bit of, stink eye. There's a bit of stink on my eye when I'm...
Yeah. The stink eye. It's always, they do, there's every culture has a whole ritual against stink eye.
Oh.
Or like...
The evil eye.
The evil eye,
right.
That type of thing. But that's a whole other podcast,
Yeah, fair enough. Well, listen, thank you for joining us in this particular episode when we talked about
all sorts of things.
It went from a simple question of what the difference between a vase and an urn to a whole story about
auctions.
My $78 or my $79 vase.
Hey, it was a good story.
Hey, thank you.
One of my favorites. Once again, thank you for listening. And if you'd like to rate us, please do, or review us on iTunes, or you can find us on social media at Listen and Sleep. We are produced by Drumcast Productions, and we have been recording this particular episode from Toronto, Canada. So until the next time, we hope you listen and sleep.